welcome back to Opally Hour and day 3 of our Railway Cathedral. Feels like it's the same day because I recorded this morning because I was running late, but this will be up for tomorrow. So we are on day 3 and this is how we are looking after day 2. So the railway is looking pretty good and the cathedral is looking great until that fell off. It was looking good, it was. So let's pop that back in with the lights. So it's not particularly well secured, as you could see. It just kind of falls forward. So hopefully we will put something in place to sort that out today. All right, step 33. Let's crack on. So actually step 32, my apologies. So we are putting in these down the edge here. You just find out which way they are going. So you want the pointed side on the outside, and these are just going to be glued in, so that's going to nicely cover up all the this type of thing, although that kind of looks a bit like brickwork, so I don't think it looks too bad. These are decorated both sides, so it doesn't matter which you use, as long as you use, or you turn them in the right direction, more to the point. They do have 2 different numbers, so it sometimes confuses me when they have 2 different numbers but they're the same thing. But just a little bit of glue, use my B7000 again, a little bit on the pointy bit and a bit on the bottom, and spire on the outside and push it all the way down. So that, just have a look guys, make sure I'm not messing this up. So you kind of want it tight with the stairs, I think, which of course my steps want to come out. This will help secure it there. Put the lights on again. I don't know which way it's meant to butt up to really, whether it's the steps or the far side. Need to make a decision. I think we're going to do it the far side so it covers up the edges there. No, I think it's on the inside according to them. So let's butt it up against the step. Like so. Okay. And then do the same with this one. So make sure I'm having that facing the right way. Tiny bit on top, just make sure. In fact, it's no good putting it on the top, is it? Because it doesn't even reach. Okay, somewhere on here, a little bit on here, and a bit on the bottom. I don't think this is particularly going to stop the stairs coming out. I think we're just going to have to put up with the fact that I'm going to keep doing that, you know. Is that it? Yeah, they look even. Just check it from my view. Oh, needs to go in a bit for the stairs. So it's basically going to cuddle this step down here, one on each side. Okay, and that, my dear friends, is step 32 done. So let's move on to step 33. There are a few things I'm going to do a little different, because I think, you know, I said it's weird that the plastic comes off the back of it. I think they're meant to, and although it hasn't told me to peel things, I do think it is kind of necessary. Alright, so we're going to need this big piece first, along with these 2 triangular pieces. So let's get those in view, shall we? And we are just going to push them on. This, you want this facing forward. Trying to see, I guess it would get smaller if it goes up, so I guess this is the way it will go. So if you notice, I haven't painted any of these edges, by the way. I've just let them be. And again, these 2 pieces, different numbers but printed on both sides. Okay, And then we are going to put that into our cathedral side, and that's going to go down here, like so. Oops. Into those two holes at the bottom here. So let's get that in. And that will hold it in place. That won't be moving anytime soon. Probably end up turning the lights on. We know exactly how that's going. We will see. I might get away. Oh, no lights. Make sure that they are down as far as you can. So mine looks like it could go down further on my side, but I don't think it can. I think it is like that. Then I think we're doing two decorative pieces. We are putting in this one, which is going here, and then this one, which is going to go over the arch. So let's get my B7000 back. So I think the first one goes between, on where that cream colour is, but it is below the clock. So ooh, this glue's going to need cleaning. The nozzle doesn't need much B7000, it should take, so it goes below the here. Let me just check though that I've got it square, or as square as I can. Doesn't look square to me. That looks a bit better. So I think something like so, and then this will go underneath it, around the arch there. B7000, making me stringy. Okay, so let's see. I'm sure there would have been an easier way to do this. It looks like it's going to sit on the pinnacle. I think there was actually a mark on the back wall there too. Oh, I noticed when I was looking at this after doing day 2 that I had a wire trapped on the inside of here, I think it was. Anyway, I did rectify that, so it was trapped right at the top here. Rectified it. Just had to ease it out a little bit. It's probably why everything feels a bit loose. It wants to give up with itself. Okay, and that's that done, and that was step 33. So let's move on to step 34 and put the lid on this, although we are going to need it again very soon. Okay, well this is, well, I'm going to try and peel this, I think. So we have a couple of things to do. We have to move to this side now. We have a door, this one, which faces, the picture faces going that way. Let me see if there's a sticker. I'm pretty sure there is, because there certainly is on other pieces. Yeah, there is, but it doesn't tell us to peel it, but I'm going to. It should make it for a clearer picture. I just wish I'd done it earlier, but I didn't, so I'm going to just pop a bit of glue on here. And it has got a small outline, you can see actually on the photo, where this is meant to go. I'm just going to turn it to me those just so I can see it. And like I say, it's picture side down. I think I'm going to put it on here because I can't actually get the glue out with it going vertical. I haven't gotten that down. Tut tut. Not the first time with this model, is it? Because I kind of think to myself, it doesn't seem like it's much glue, and there really isn't, or hasn't been. Oh, yeah, that's helpful. Okay, let me put that in there and I'll show you how it looks. Oh gosh, yeah, I got it in first time. Okay, so it looks like that from this side. From this side, it looks like a little door, right there. Right, let me get that glue sorted. Okay, and then we are going to deal with this. So again, I'm going to take the peel off, because I believe there will be one. Yeah. They don't tell you to take it off, it just surprises me that they don't. and you want it all facing like so, I think. Yeah, I think so. So you just want to make sure that both the part with two windows close to each other is at the bottom, and you want to make sure that it's going to be even very much with there. Definitely be getting my paper out of that now. And there is again an outline on here as to where it goes. Can you see the faint line there? Which is very... This company, I so far so good, is all I'm going with. I will have a difficulty doing my reviews that I do, because I got to find 5 things wrong. Well, I don't have to find, but it's kind of the point of a review, isn't it? When you say 5 pros and 5 cons, that you'd have 5 things which don't quite work. Okay, so just got your pattern design down there too, in between it all. So let's see if we can land. I think we did land about right. Okay. Oh, no, we lifted it up. Of course I did. Then this goes on the same side as the door, and it just goes in the 3 little holes at the bottom here, and then once it gets in there, we put them through the top 2. There's 2 at the back here. We put them through there, because I'm applying pressure in this piece. The top piece is, this one's still quite wobbly, so this will definitely secure it in when I can get it in there. Oh, it was really easy, too easy. Okay, and then we will do the same with this side. So that's step 34. Now we are moving on to step 35, and we have exactly the same going on. So first of all, our little door. I think it's a door, not a window. I like doing these peely things as well, so I really feel like I've been let down and not doing the other ones. Okay, let's see if I can, let's put it on top of here, and then if I get any glue on there, it's not going to be a big deal. And this is just doing the opposite side. Need to clean the nozzle. My son's dogs have gone home now, so she's trying to make a nest right now. I've never had a dog have a phantom pregnancy, so I hope I don't have to have that. But being it's her first season, I'm guessing it'd be fine. But she's making a nest. Okay, and that one just needs to go a little bit over. And that's what we have here. So now we've got 2 doors. Looks pretty good. Needs to go over a tiny bit. There we go. Perfecto. And that B7000. Come here, plastic. It's attaching to me. Right, let's get static. Let's get a little blob on here. In reality, I mean, B7000 is very good. I think what put me off, to be honest, is every time, if you get it on your hands, it's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. I'm sure there's an easy way to get it off. But I think I read a comment once that you're meant to use a file, like a nail file, on your hands to get it off. Don't like this idea. I think it would mess with my skin. Right, and that one off. That's easier to get rid of. And again, make sure you get the two windows which are closer together at the bottom, and try and line it up with these little lines. I'm not leaving it to my own guesswork. This is probably a plus. Okay, and let's put this one on. So again, 3 holes at the bottom, and pop it in here, like so. Well, step 35 done, and how grand does that look? That does look pretty grand, doesn't it? Can't see much of the doors. You see more of the doors from the cathedral side, but how awesome is that? Okay, so, and hopefully that's right. I think it's right. It looks right. Okay, next we are going to do a 36. And we need a couple of big pieces for this, but no plastic ones. This is from the wiring. I keep leaving it in the bottom of the pot. So we have D2, and this is also going to be working on the rail side, and this is going to go at the top here. Oh, very easy fit. And this one at the bottom, and it looks like it's only catching here and here. Oh, it's going into these pegs. Is there a right and wrong way? No. Well, it makes sense, I guess. If you're going to colour wood, you might as well colour it both sides. Don't know if that's more expensive on printed or not, really. Okay, let me have that bit towards me. Oh, there we go, nice crunch. Well, that's definitely firming it up more. Wow, doesn't it make a difference? Does look rather awesome. And that was 36, nice and quick. And then we have 37, which are 2 pillars. I guess this would be the bottom, and this the bottom, and this the top. And they are also going on the railway side, and it's going to go at the bottom here and here. Again, oh, it's only actually coloured on one side, these ones, but they are identical, even though they have different numbers, I think. I'll check. Yes. So again, you're going to want glue for this, so I'm going to try to avoid my table here. Put a bit at the top, and some at the bottom on both sides. And some on the top of this one. It's a very small amount. Okay, I will sort the glue out after this because it is in need. And then we'll pop this in. Just make sure it's lined up. So I'm going to get them in there so you can see, which you weren't doing very well at seeing. And then I'm going to straighten them up quick before they dry. Okay. Make sure we are happy. Okay, and that is that, my friends. It's looking brilliant, isn't it? Very impressive. Alright, and on to 38. So, this requires a few more parts and it will be requiring glue. So let me go and clean off this glue. Okay, so we start with this one, and the clock. And we're working purely on the railway side. So this has a couple of notches down here. Just trying to see where they're going to go in. Where, oh, where do they go? I don't actually think they stick in anywhere. Huh. Yes. I think it is literally just stuck on there like so. Okay. You would think not. You would think it would not work that way. It's like if it's got notches, they should go into something, right? Doesn't give you any particular order to do these either, so okay. So I'm thinking it's just like so. It's a bit of a guesswork here. It kind of looks like the other picture I can see for one of the other steps. Just straightening it up. Okay, I think that's roughly even, like so. And continuing on, we have this one to do again around the arch like the other side. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit on them, and I'm going to have to turn it because I'm not that good at my vision. Okay, so this is going to help. This is going to tell me that that clock needs to go higher. So that's handy to know. So worth putting the archway on first before you put that clock on. Should have given you an order, shouldn't they, to have done it. So I still have some. I think I'm going to put a bit more on. I think I'm going to put a little bit on this. I'm trying to take the lid off the glue that's already off. I'm going to put a little bit on the notch on the top of the arch there. And let's put my hand in that glue. Me saying about that's why I don't like the B7000. Okay, so it was needed to be a little bit higher than what I did because it needs to be above that arch and them not crossing with each other. And then lastly, well, I've got other pieces, but then we need to put this little piece on, and this little piece is going in front of said door, and it is double-sided, so probably just one piece will be plenty. Maybe I should put a bit on the bottom as well. Helps to stabilise it, doesn't it? Okay. You need to move it again towards me. I apologise. Fell down the stairs. Didn't get far. The landings worked well. It saved somebody going from top to bottom. Okay. Let's make sure that that's in. So that goes on like that. The door frame just goes in front of the archway right there. Next we have this. I think it's probably meant to be a pigeon, potentially. I think it's meant to be a pigeon. So we have that, but I think I'm going to do these plastic pieces first, which will need, I believe, gluing. See, the diagram says it can't need gluing. Surely it's just going to slot in somewhere down here into these. I don't think it needs gluing, but it does have the plastic on. I know this because I peeled another piece we got coming up and it had the plastic on. Just working out what side. There it is. So these, and again, it doesn't matter which, it is going to matter which one goes on which, because, oh, does it? No, it's the same. So these just go in here, like so. Oh, it's nice and easy. And then I will put the end one on, and then we will put the pigeon on. So there is a difference in texture, so you can see which side has the plastic. We should have known this. All those signs we put in right at the beginning all look like it wasn't a peel. The symbol they use is for gluing things in, lights off, if needed, whereas obviously I think that they've got them wrong. Maybe they meant that the stickers come off. I'm just going to go back and check myself now on the book. Oh, it doesn't say one way or another, but it doesn't say to peel them either. But they are peelable. They're peelable, so you can actually feel a surface on one side and the other side smooth. The smooth side's the one with a sticker. She says has not been able to find this one. Yes, because if I felt the smooth side, it would be better. Okay, that one goes there, moving right on along, you know. And that goes in there. No glue required. It's looking pretty snazzy, isn't it? This stuff's clinging to me. Okay, and then we have our little pigeon that we're going to put in, and that goes right in front of the door. That's, I mean, I hate to say it, but that is a huge pigeon. They want it facing this way. I don't think it matters. I think you can put it in whichever. Huge pigeon compared to the door, right? I mean, I'd be scared to walk past that pigeon right here, and that's what you'd need to do. You'd need to walk past it in order to get through that door. That's a big pigeon. It's been having lots of the fine food. Right, and moving on to 39, which is making like a couple of square pillars from what I can tell. So you need these very thin pieces. They were very easy to come out, and you have the white side and you have a brown side. I'm not sure that matters, but the first piece that needs to go in is a slightly bigger hole on this one compared to those ones. So you want that one to go in and that it's almost all the way down, like so. I don't think it matters from which end. I think it probably does. So you've got a short end up here, quite short, and this one's quite a bit longer. It goes through the short end opposite, and you want it to have, I don't think it matters if the colour's up or not, if the white's up. Then you have a small one on the top, which does matter. You want that one to have the white up. If I can get that in. Without breaking it would be good. Okay. And then another one on the other end. I was going to say I've lost a piece, but it's right over here. And I'm not sure, it doesn't say on here what side to have it up. Oh, it's already in. Do that twice. So let's rinse and repeat. So first of all, on the long side, I'm going to put the small piece. So it's done and out the way. Then I'm going to do the bigger piece, or the bigger hole, facing the same way. Make sure they're all facing the same way so that you can put something on that end of them. And both of the top two are with the white outwards, as far as I'm aware. It doesn't really say. It just says about the top one being white outwards. Okay, and those are on. Next, as part of 39, we are going to put these on each side. So you want them to go through, make sure it's up the right way, obviously. I reckon these are meant to go down more, you know. I'll soon find out. Yeah. Well, or are they? Yes. So the small top one, not so much. That one's meant to be where it is at the end here. Like so. When I can get it in there. This one's meant to be here. It's not such an easy job. And this one's meant to definitely be pushed down. I will get you. Just hoping I'm getting it the right way around, really. And you want it with the white showing outside. And you're going to put one on the top as well, so let's tricky. Don't want to break it. There we go. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is put both sides on with the white showing outwards, making sure I have them at the right end. And then I'll put that top piece on for this one anyway, because it didn't want to go on anyway. Okay, now let's put this top piece on again if we can, which hopefully this will be a little bit easier. And I'm guessing you need it poking out because it's going to go into something. Sweet, that's done. Right, all we have to do is repeat that. So this one we need to know to get this one down further. Ow, caught my finger. And then like so. See if we can do it on all of them this time. Turn that around then. And white outwards. Almost made the mistake, didn't I? It was close. I think I just need to stretch out my arms or something when I make models. I'm forever out of shot. Okay. And that one's in. Oh, all of them went in that time. And then lining them up. Shouldn't be too hard for this side to go in, we say, holding our breath here. Okay, so two made, nicely put together. Can't get them any further. So that's those two, and then we move on to step 40, which has lots of these plasticky things. So a bit of peeling. This is how I think I found out that they were plastic, because I was filing them down and the plastic started to come off of one of them, and it was like, oh. Although I did tell you that I know when I took off the that part I did wrong, and I corrected on day 2 at the beginning. That one had left a plastic residue, and this is going to go in here with some glue. It does say with glue, I guess it does. It really wants to stay there though. Tiny bit of glue on the top and bottom, how about that? Just a tiny bit. Also a little bit here. This one needs to go down a bit on one side. And here. I have no idea what these are making, by the way. Absolutely no clue whatsoever. And just push this down a little more. I better not do it on that end. There we go. Let's just use another hand because I've got glue on that one now. And that goes in, and then you just turn it over and do the same on the other side. Get some glue off there. Okay, get some B7000 going. Yeah, same with buying a tube now, I've got a freebie one, huh? Although it's a very small one, but it probably is quite enough for this model. I mean, it doesn't take an awful lot of glue, or hasn't so far, so I'm assuming not. Okay. And it's just peelable as far as I could tell on one side. It's stuck to me right now. Now, whatever it's making, that's how it's going to look. So let's do the same to the other side. Just trying to get this stuff off me. So again, this one's on a little bit better, so that's good. Okay, let's find the peel. Nice and easy. These also, by the way, on this model, they even come out the form really well. I mean, like, they're very loose in the forms. They're not tight like, you know, I think what it is when some of the other models, they have the pieces so close together, probably to save wood, that they're incredibly tight. And by being, am I just being dappy? Did I seriously just do that? I seriously did. You should have told me. Putting two on top of each other. What dipstick. I worry. I honestly, I worry. Worry about myself. See, if you're not English, there's a word you don't very often hear. Plonker, very British. Means what an idiot, really. Okay, and then this one goes on. Like so. And then the next bit I actually don't understand at all. Okay, get that off. And this is still step 40, by the way. It's quite a big step, really. Well, I suppose not. I don't know. After making that mistake, who am I to judge anything? It's really kind of cool, though. Right, that's that. Get those off. Then we have these, and they go across like, oh, I guess they do. Okay, let's see. I'm sure these will have a covering on too. Whether I can get them off or not is a whole nother story. And they do. It's a tiny little cover. Cute. And I guess I'll just put, so it goes on the top of it, so you've still got the spoke down the bottom here. So this little bow goes at the top on this side. I have no idea what I'm making right now. I'm sure it will make plenty of sense when it goes in the model. And like so. Just one on each side, one on each model rather. There's only two of them. I think something like that. Oh, let me have a look, see if I can tell. Might be able to go up a bit further. Might be able to go to the top. Something like so. Okay, let's find the peel on this one. And then I have pulled, we'll be putting this in for this step as well. For step 40, we'll be installing it, so it was quite a big step. And then I got one more piece that I pulled, which was step 41. I'm just looking at the time, and I'm just going to put a little bit in the middle. It won't go there, it'll go here. As to whether we could do more, because at the moment we will have 19 left. I'm sure we could do one or two more. Let's see how long it takes us to do the next one. But I think we're going to be going into day 4, but I think that's it. I think day 4 will finish it. Again, I'm just going to level it with the here. How cute. Oh, it said no, don't want to. Right, and this goes on also the railway side. Done a lot of work on the railway side today. This does not want to stay in. Okay, Right, so where does it go, we ask? It goes into these holes down here, those ones, and they face, I'm assuming outwards. I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. It's a bit of guesswork whether this is right actually, but I think it is. You know what I bet it is? I bet it's a lift. I think it's a lift. And that one goes in. So that second one I put in went in a lot easier than the first one. I did not glue them in. Don't think I'm meant to particularly. There is like a residue up here. Let me just clear that off. My B7000. I think it's because I put on more than put it on, took it off, put it on, took it off. You know, that type of thing. I don't think they models generally don't like that sort of thing. And put it back on again. Get my hair in it. This one definitely doesn't fit in the base as well as the other one. It feels looser. Maybe I just didn't press it down so well. It's possible. So now we can hardly see our pigeon, but I think that's what it's meant to be. What do you think? Do you reckon it's lifts, elevators? I reckon. I bet there's not going to be anything that's going to straighten those a bit better either. Oh, what did I break? Anything? No. You know what I think I'm going to do, because it is a bit on the loosey-goosey side, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue. I'm going to take them out and I'm going to put a bit of glue on there. There's a piece of wood going along here. I'm going to put it on that in order to try and get them a little sort of stabilised a bit better, because it does not say to glue it. But here I am. It's no good me doing that anyway, even after me putting the glue in there, because it doesn't touch the glue at the back. It doesn't touch the wall at the back. Alright then. We'll just have loose lifts. Maybe something will come along that's going to fasten it all up. Alright, so next we have 41, which is a train. Going to make our train. How cool. Maybe that will rectify this. Alright, so we have our big pieces, like so. We have this one, which joins up at the top. So you have a smaller side and a bigger side. So it's going to go through like so. It'll be easier to do it lying down. With the red side up and the pattern on the flat side here right now on the outside. It's a darn good noise. And then same with this one. So it's not quite in, is it? Okay. Alrighty, that's that. Then we are going to put these two pieces. One which is this shape goes on one side, so you can tell which one it is. So these ones have where you're going to put this one, and this one has where you've got this type of thing. Would have been easier probably to have attached this first, this side at least, before the other one. And you want to make sure your windows on that outside ones, these ones, are at the bottom. Okay, so the bases come out a bit. And then this one does not have windows at the bottom, so we will go with the red and yellow. There we go, the yellow and orange. So you can go back to yellow and orange, so it goes yellow, orange, red. You don't just see a bit of the yellow, but it's enough. That's what I'm going with. It's probably my imagination, there's no yellow there whatsoever. So I will get you in. Refusing makes me want to do it the other way around. I don't think it is the other way. I think I'm just being wimpy. There we go. And this will be installed with the other side, this one, at the front of here. And so it goes around that way. And it can't go around that way, it's got to go around that way. Why would it have the back of it going that way? Doesn't make any sense, does it? But that's what it does, because that's the only way it can go on the floor there. And I don't think you can't really change that. Maybe it's the other side. That would help. That would do it. There we go. I was trying to put them on the wrong side, guys. And then we do have the front of the train going that way. Otherwise it would have had the back and it made no sense. So it's these little pieces we are going to put on the other side. We are putting, let me see if I can tell what's going where. It's on the same side actually. So we have our signpost going to go in here like so. Don't like this because it feels flimsy. Give it a wiggle, guys. Don't force it, otherwise you're going to break it. Also feels upside down. I'm sure it's not meant to be like that. No, it's not. Whew. Okay. Pop this side in. There we go. That goes a bit better. And then we have two signs for something. And one will go in front and one will go in back. So there are quite a few different ones that you can pick. So these are the ones that I picked for this particular part. And they want to go in these other holes. And I can line them up. Are they really going that way? They are. Wow, I thought they'd go that way. I thought they'd be going in the other way. That's what I wanted to do. And this ended up going in really easy, by the way. I'm not stopping it going through further. Maybe it's the flag. There's a flag underneath it almost. Don't know what those are meant to be. Maybe information, maybe people. A bit big for people, aren't they? Okay, so that is what we look like after step 41. We will put the lights on and see how they shine. That's kind of cool. Both the lights. This one's particularly nice actually, it's quite nicely placed. This one not quite so much, it kind of is hidden a little bit too high for my liking. But I guess when it's boxed in at the sides, which it will be, then it's going to spread better. It's going to spread the love. All right, so we are on about 15 minutes. Let me have a look at what step 42 involves and whether we want to give that a start. I think if we start at 42, we're going to want to also do 43, but it's very similar to this. All right, let me go pull those. Okay, a couple of extra pieces for the next two steps. So this 42, so same principle as what we did before, where we have to think, brain's not working, put the sides on. This time I'm going to put that end on first though. But this one, let's make sure we have it up the right way. Yeah. And then I'll put it in the other way. So again, goes that way. And then I think overall it will be easier then to put this in, especially if I can get it the right way up. I like the fact that it does choose two different sizes notches on this train part, because that makes sure that you can't get it wrong. One hopes anyway, yeah. One can never really say it's definitely like that, but, and there we have another train. And that just slots in here, probably just as loose as the other one. Oh, a little bit tougher. This one went in really easy. Okay, then we have our sign, but this time I'm going to put, I chose a triangle. I don't know. I think it's advertising signs. That's what I'm going. I think they're advertising to the train goers. And I'm assuming that they're facing the trains. It'd be nice if they were facing outwards, wouldn't it? I don't think I can get it. Oh, you know I can. I'll get those ones changed. I was going to say, if you can get them facing outwards, it would have been better. And that one here. Okay. Let me get this changed quick on this side. Must have just been me. There we go. That'd be better. Because I would have thought, because it's a book nook, you're only going to see it really from the front. Oh, what is it with this one? There it went. Okay. And then we have our two trains in. Sweetness. And that's a pretty wonky sign there. Okay. Maybe even. This one looks a lot higher up, doesn't it? Okay. Next, we have another plastic piece. So we are going to put this one in first. And this is going on the top. So let's see, it's kind of hard to tell where it's going. I think this one goes here. Oh, these are really big slots. Okay, so yeah, you've got a hole up here, so what you're doing is you're putting one of these in. It's decorated both sides, so it doesn't matter which way. And then you're going to put the plastic piece in the slots. There's a couple of slots here, as you can see. This would be a good peel. I'm sure there isn't many people like me that likes that sort of thing, but you know. And that will go in between into the slot. This is so cool. And then you've got a double-sided piece again, and that is going to go in the same slot right behind it, so it looks kind of different from the outside. So you've got it looking like this for this side. You have to zoom out the camera at this rate, aren't we? And then on the other side it looks like this for the cathedral. And then one begs to question, is that the right way round? Because I don't think it is, because I think you're going to want the red part by the train side and the blue and grey part by the cathedral, because the cathedral doesn't really have red, I don't think. No, it's quite dull colours, isn't it, in comparison? However, the train station does. I think it's this way around. I really, really wanted to put it the other way. I think that's right. So I think this will be your train station side with the red. And then the cathedral, which is slightly duller in colours, to say the least, is your grey. And I think, my friends, that is where we will call it for today. I think it's looking fantastic. Yeah. I mean, I was looking at some pretty nifty stuff there. So we are finished step 43. It only goes up to 60, so we have 16 left, which we should be able to do tomorrow. Alrighty guys, so if you do have any comments, please do leave them. I'm pretty good at replying, or you can email me, and my email address is right at the end in the Julia end part of the video, coming up in a minute or two. And do please like and subscribe. Your comments are very much appreciated, and obviously it does help to grow the channel as well. But most of all, do take care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you for day 4, and I'm going to go with the completion. That's what I reckon. Take care guys, see you soon, bye.